Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me now. Welcome to Intern Spotlight. This event is organized by the hosting club at CliMed. This initiative is meant to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of our interns. Through Intern Spotlight, we not only celebrate these achievements, we also learn from each other's experiences. You can send in your questions throughout our conversation, and your questions will be addressed in the Q&A session towards the end. Today, our intern in the spotlight is Sriram Radhakrishna. We will hear from him on his academic and professional journey. We will be taking a picture with all the attendees after the Q&A session. So if you want to be a part of that picture, please turn on your video cameras. The pictures will be taken right after the Q&A session. A little bit about our guest, Sriram Radhakrishna's achievements. He received the Fordafine grant issued by the European Society of Clinical Microbiology and Infectious Diseases, which led him to present his research at the international conference in Barcelona, Spain. He also presented a poster at the British Society for Antimicrobial Chemotherapy and won a poster prize. His portfolio includes 7 publications and 4 projects, all while pursuing his Doctor of Pharmacy degree. He is currently an infectious disease intern. Thank you for joining us, Sriram.
Thank you, Aisha. I think I am audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you for
First,
your
we,
kind introduction.
you're
Yeah,
welcome. First, we will talk about the conferences you have attended, and then your publications, and then your projects.
yeah. First, can I introduce myself to the fellow
Yes,
interns?
please, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the CliMed Hosting Club for inviting me for this first episode of Intern Spotlight. I am really excited to share my experience regarding the conferences and presentations I have done in the ECMED. And first, I am Sriram from Chennai. I am doing my 5th year PharmD at CL Baid Mehta College of Pharmacy. It is affiliated to the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR University, and currently I'm doing my 5th year and my clerkship is at Gleneagles Hospital, Chennai. First, I would like to share my journey towards the PharmD. How do I selected this PharmD and this college? Because I am from a small town in Tamil Nadu, so I'm not exposed to the city in the main city of Chennai. So during my 12th grade, I have decided, I am confident that I would not clear my NEET and I will not get MBBS. But I have a strong interest of going into the field of medicine. Like, so I decided to explore the courses which are relevant to medical side where I can work in the hospitals. Then came across this course called PharmD. It's really interesting for me because the syllabus is interested. I have a lot of interest in learning about the drugs and its mechanism. So pharmacology is my main key area where I was interested. So I then deciding the college is something very difficult for me because there are very limited colleges in all over the India. So I decided to study the PharmD in Chennai. Chennai, there are only 3 colleges under this Tamil Nadu NGR University. Others were deemed where it's difficult to get into it. So then in social media, I was exploring lot of things, lot of groups where I can search for any colleges. That time I met one social media profile in Instagram called PharmD Doctors. It is its admin is my own direct senior only. He called me in, he advised me that he helped me in applying for PharmD in this college. That is the thing. Then I get into this college and I got selected. It is a great journey for me, and it went really good. Everything the PharmD I learned a lot in first year. Second year it was fully lockdown period, and third year it went really good. And during my 4th year, I was elected as the vice chairman of my college. It's a great privilege, and I have organized several events there. And apart from these academic kind of stuffs, I have involved in few other organizations or institutions where I do belong. First thing is I'm doing my infectious disease internship under an organization called Best of IDs. It's in Chennai. I'm under an infectious disease specialist, and I will be going with him. He will take classes. We are a group of members working under him. It will be a part-time thing, like evening 6 to 8 we will be there. This is one thing. And CliMed, second one. CliMed is, as we all know, we how much experience we have in CliMed. We are learning a lot of things. The sessions were really useful for us, and hope uh, in the upcoming 4 months we will gain even more better thing in CliMed. And I'm also like to share that I'm one of the core members of the networking team in CliMed. And then recently I have been selected as a volunteer in a program, FCPI program. FCPI is something, Federation of Clinical Pharmacists in India. So I have sent my application in, and it got selected. Recently, only 1 month ago, it started, and I hope it will also go well. Other than this, initially I said about the social media platform, right, where I got into my senior and selected in this college. Now I am, that platform is changed, as renamed as Medotrix. Initially it was Form D Doctors, now it is changed as Medotrix. I am one of the lead administrator of that organization. I am proud to say that, because we are coming up with several courses, several sessions, webinars dedicated for Form D students only. And also this Medotrix is one of the digital partners of the ISM TM, which was organized by CliMed at 2020. So that's all about me. You can move with next questions.
Thank you so much for telling us about yourself. That was very nice and detailed.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, I wanted to talk to you about the conferences you have attended because those are one of your major achievements. So, the conference in Spain as well as the virtual conference in UK. So, can you tell us a
Yeah.
little about how your your journey from attending national conferences to international conferences?
Yeah. First of all, I have attended the conference called European Congress of Clinical Microbiology and Infectious Disease exactly 1 month before. It's 25th April. I started my journey. It was a 5-day conference in Barcelona, Spain. It was a great experience for me. It was a surreal experience and one of the unforgettable moment in my life, because it's not easy to be a part of that kind of conference. It is the second largest conference, infectious disease conference all over the world. There were 20,000 participants were there, and 20 plus halls were there, and the sessions were simultaneously taken place. So it's such a vast experience for me. And there are also some 4,000 posters has been presented each day. There will be 1,000 plus posters. It's a great experience for me. And there are not only it, most of us think that those conferences are only for physicians and microbial working professionals. It's not like that. It's even students can learn from those conferences. There are several sessions related to clinical pharmacy activities and antimicrobial stewardships. And main thing is networking. Networking is the key for us in these conferences. We used to talk to a lot of people. I said that 20,000 participants, all of them will be kind to you. If you approach them, they will surely talk to you. They will share their contacts. We will get exposed to all of them in future. If you want, we can collaborate with them, and it's a good experience for me. Other than those things, the learnings I would like to share is that, first of all, I am a bit of introvert kind of person, and I am a bit shy in speaking in the public forum. This is my first experience here in this session. So I, while attending these conferences, I used to communicate with people, because without communication we can't able to survive at these conferences. Because there I used to communicate with people. This increased my confidence in exploring these kind of stuffs. And then while seeing those research papers, we get to know, we will have some ideas, right? While seeing those papers, we will get those ideas, and we will in future we will implement those in our papers, our research and publications. That's the new thing. And another thing about the ECMED is exhibition area. Exhibition area is very huge. There will be a lot of stalls installed by the uh, industry people on the manufacturers. You will get to know about the new innovation ideas, innovation in diagnostics and antimicrobial therapy. Everything will be there. So that's a great experience for me in ECMED. And then coming up to the BSAC, British Society of Antimicrobial Stewardship, it is compared to ECMED, it's a small kind of conference, but I haven't attended it. I have attended in virtual mode only. Their online interface is really good. It's like a 360-degree virtual like conference. Their sessions also will be good for us. We will gain a lot of insights from those sessions. And the posters were limited in there. There are some 100 posters, and the prize I received is based on the votings, I think so. But most of the posters are related to clinical studies, but my poster is related to our clinical pharmacy service. Like my poster is on pharmacovigilance assessment of the Steven Johnson syndrome, related which antimicrobial causes more adverse reactions of Steven Johnson syndrome. That is my study. It's also a great experience for me attending conferences in online. And I would like to tell that this conferences provides registration, free registration for students. It do not cost for us, and membership also is free for students in especially in LMICs. That's it about BSAC and ECMO.
Okay, so now we know that these conferences are a great place to network and find collaborators. And so, how did you find out about these conferences?
Yeah, absolutely. As a student, we don't know these conferences are exist, and also I have few mentors for me. One is my college HOD. He helped me in getting to know about these conferences and grants and all. And another person is I'm going to infectious disease intern, that physician, infectious disease physician. He's the one who guided me and suggested me these kind of conferences. And other than this, I explored a lot of websites because my main theme is to get into infectious disease pharmacy. That's my core thing, and my projects will be based on those infectious disease only. So I was searching for a lot of conferences in infectious diseases, and which provide grants also. Like most of the conferences provide grant based on abstracts only, based on your quality of the abstracts. But the grant I received in ECMED is a further one which do not require any abstract to be presented. So it's based on the motivation letter and letter of support you provide to the conference. Yeah, so I prefer these kind of conferences for students. Like European Congress provides a lot of grants, especially for LMIC people. So that's
Okay, so you said you've got a lot of exposure through these conferences, right? So, do you
yeah.
feel like it has contributed to your professional development? Because you are currently doing a lot of work in infectious diseases. So, did you decide on that before these conferences, or did the conferences pivot you towards that?
Yeah, it's everything based on the conference only. These conferences definitely contributes to my professional development because the main thing is networking with a lot of people and getting their contacts. It's a great privilege for me. Like in future, if I need any help or any collaboration, I will definitely go to them and they will surely help me out. This is one thing. And those research ideas which I seen in the posters in the ECMED conference, some ideas were really interesting for me and which are feasible for me to do. So those posters I have captured and I will try to implement in my future studies. Other than those, there are a few sessions which inspired me, like the AMS practices all over the world were presented. We can compare those AMS practices around the world to our own clinical practices. It will be benefit as we go into clinical pharmacy profession. Then a lot of people got inspired from me. I would rather say before my life is different before ECMED and after ECMED. Before ECMED, I don't have a lot of networks. Now I have a lot of networks. Even my juniors are coming up to me with very good interest. Like I want to do that. I want to do research activities and I want to present. So it's not tough. Like I got a little bit of luck in grant, and then uh,
I'd like to say that
about
we all are also inspired by you because these are such great achievements. I have another question. You received a grant and you also won a poster prize. So that shows that your work was different from everyone else's, right? So, what do you think made your work stand out?
yeah, I will explain about my project which I presented at the conference.
Mhm.
Actually, in the ECMED conference which I presented at Barcelona, what I have received the grant and then only I have submitted my abstracts because the grant has been yearly provided me early. So I have submitted 3 abstracts for this conference. First one is with my HOD, college HOD. He suggested me. I was at 4th year during that time, and that time I am not exposed to clinical areas, hospitals, so I can't able to do any clinical related studies. So he advised me like we can go with some observational study within the cost of antibiotics. Likewise, so the study title is Essential Antibiotics Experience some 87% price variation, and it and also the impact of affordability towards the treatment price of community acquired pneumonia in India. The major objective is like we will analyze the cost of different brands in India. For this study, we had few resources. First one is Sims book. Most of us know, like it's a current index of medical sciences. It includes the cost of every brands available in India. For the affordability, it's like we used the treatment guidelines from ICMR. It's particularly for community acquired pneumonia, and the price for the daily wages is calculated by the government scheme. So by this, we came to know that how much of days does a daily wage require to afford the treatment price for community acquired pneumonia. These two are the major objectives there, and it's I haven't I don't have any confidence like this paper is something it's not related to clinical, and this ECMED is something very huge conference. These kind of studies they won't accept. That's the thing. I was in the initial stage, and the other two papers were one with my physician, infectious disease physician, that's related to vaccination. What is the impact of vaccination in what is the impact of COVID-19 in routine adult immunization? This is the title. It was a really good paper. It's a retrospective study over a 10 years period. It got, I know it will get accepted. And another one is antimicrobial stewardship of dengue patients I have done. It is also retrospective with a few data. Some sample size is 200. This paper got rejected, unfortunately. I don't know what is the reason for rejection, but this pharmacoeconomic study got accepted. It's something surprise for me, and it's good to know. This is the thing, and relating those, what is the thing we need to clear those grants? How to get those grants means first thing is based on the writing skills. They only require a letter of support that we can get from any of our mentors or guides. Second thing is you need to have a very good writing skill, because they do require some 500 words of motivational letter from you. You need to write what did motivate you to apply this grant, what will you learn from this conference. So simply copying from AI do not help in this. So most of them will do like that. So I have written a motivation letter personalized from myself, and it helped me to get this grant. And the price, about the price in BSAC is it's based on the voting. I think few people have voted for me, so that price amount is like they are providing free registration for the future conference. And if I am attending in person means they are providing one night accommodation and 100 euros for travel. That's the thing from me.
Mhm. So a lot of students attend these conferences, but do you have any advice for how they can utilize this experience like to the maximum in terms of
Yeah.
networking as well as the learning opportunities?
Yeah, actually networking and learning is the key for our success for future, because even I attended certain conferences in India, and like I will be used to go to the conference, I will present my paper, and I will go out of the area and I will visit those places. This is the thing. Initially, I was done, but later I realized that it's not the thing. We need to first work in the international conferences which are in our country. We need to meet the experts. We need to interact with them. We need to network with them. It will provide some insights for us, like in future what are the things are going on. If we connected with them in LinkedIn or social media, they will even post the conferences which are available in international levels. Those things will boost us. And even in national conferences we need to attend those sessions, like what are the current practices in our clinical practice in our country. That will lead to more exposure to it when you attend in international conferences. Like we can compare these things with the around the world, other areas like Europe, US, UK, what are the practices there. Though, so I recommend everyone not to just go and see the present your poster and leave. It's not something we need to learn something. Either if the conference is 2-day conference, one day fully you attend at the conference, and the next day you can leave. You must something learn from that conference. That's the thing I would say.
Okay, so networking leads you to opportunities, basically.
Yeah.
And before we move on to the next part, which is publications,
Okay.
I wanted to announce again that we will be having a picture session after the Q&A session. So towards the end, if you guys want to be a part of the photo, you can turn off your videos. Okay, so now let's move on to the publications that you have been part of. You have written quite a lot of case reports and narrative reviews as a student. So, what was your approach when writing?
Yeah, actually, I have only 4 publications, not 7 publication. It was misunderstood by you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I have 3 case reports and 1 narrative review. Initially, my journey was started at third year. One of my senior guided me in writing case reports. Case reports and narrative reviews are the primary step while a student is interested in involving in research activities, because it's very simple. It's not much complicated. You do not have any samples, data collections, and all. So we will start with case reports or narrative reviews. You just need a very rare case from the hospital. A narrative review is much easier. You will be writing about something, some type, some topic. That's it. But here the thing is, converting these projects into publication is the thing we face. It's very difficult for us, because you need to publish in a very good indexed journal. That's the aim of us, because publishing in some predatory journals is easy for us, because we will pay some 1,500 to 2,000 rupees and it will get published, but it do not have values in any type of in future events. They will ask, do you have publication in any indexed journals? That's the thing we lack. Even it matters when you should have a very good quality of manuscript. That thing, I have a challenge that I don't have any publication in index journal. But in my first publication, I tried to publish in index journal. I have submitted the manuscript, but to it took some 3 months, like they didn't respond for me. After 3 months, they came up with, your manuscript is not suitable for publication in our journal, like that they said. Yeah, it's quite a learning for us, but we will be fed up. Next time we will pay the 1,500 and we will submit in the predatory journal. This is the thing. Okay, this also, I would say, we will get a confidence, like we have 2 journals, and the next journal you need to publish in those indexed things, next paper. Now I have a few projects, clinical projects writing. I'm focusing on writing those manuscripts in a very good way. With some, you need to have some mentors guidance in writing also, because we can see those papers which are published in index journals. We can compare those with our things, our papers. So you need some tips and tricks in for writing those manuscript in and publishing in a very good index journal. That's the thing I would like to say regarding paper.
Do you wish you had received any advice, or is there any advice you'd like to give others about how they can get started?
No, actually, that's the thing. Even I'm lacking here. I don't have any people to advise how to write a good manuscript and what are the tips to get published in a good journal. That's the thing. Hope we will have a session in CliMed soon regarding that.
Mhm. Yes, true. Uh, can you tell us about your projects in infectious diseases? Because you're currently an intern for infectious diseases, right?
Yeah. Yeah, currently I'm doing a 5th year project is also related to infectious disease only. It's a new type of topic. It's simply called as desirability of outcome ranking of management of antimicrobial therapy. There is no paper regarding this tool in India. There is one framework from US IDSA journal. So I am using that framework in my 5th year project here. It's like based on the spectrum of activity and resistance profile, you are analyzing the desirability of the treatment. So I am doing this project under a very good guide mentor in my hospital. Hopefully it will come good in this. And other than this, I have few projects in infectious diseases. Oh, yeah, that's it. I don't remember those names. I forgot actually.
Mhm. Okay. And
Mm.
do you have any experiences such as internships or volunteer work that, helped you gain more interest in the field you're working in right now?
Yeah, as previously mentioned, I am doing my infectious disease internship under the organization called Best of IDs. we will be a group of members there under the guidance of infectious disease physician. He used to teach us with the case based things, and we will present their journal club presentations, and that's one experience for me. Other than those, I don't have any experience, but I used to explore a lot of things. Like I used to learn from the guidelines and any other. I use certain apps like Sanford guides. So these and all things will leads to keep on updating our knowledge. And I would like to share my when is the how do I develop my interest in infectious diseases. Actually, during the pandemic time, I was at second year. During the second year, COVID affected whole world, and that time I used to think why there is no treatment or why there is no vaccination. It's delay in vaccination. Why this COVID has affected. This is the primary thing in which I got interest in infectious diseases. At the same time, during third year, the pharmacology of antimicrobials, it's interesting for me. These all lead to push me to do internship under an infectious disease physician. This increased my interest in this field, and now I'm like my career is focused on to be an infectious disease intern. That's it.
Did you find the infectious disease physician you said you worked under? Did you find
Yeah.
him through college or outside you personal networking?
Yeah, actually, one of my staff helped me in finding him, suggested me that you go and meet him. He will definitely take you in this internship like that. So there are few physicians who help PharmD students. So we can approach them, and they will definitely guide us in good direction, I think.
So throughout this conversation, you have mentioned very interesting, unique topics. So how do you decide on these? Like, where do you find out more about them? Do you read journals or like what?
I will get engaged into these things like in free time. I won't be like involved in other areas like extracurricular activities. I involved in these things, what I can develop, what I can do on next thing, what I can do any projects. I will be focused on these things, and then uh, not much I like. Other than this thing, I do not involve in anything like infectious disease. I would like to learn about antimicrobials. I will refer most of the guidelines, and just I will be keep on updating my knowledge in this. That's it.
Okay, so you're always on the lookout for an opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this internship and then we'll have the question answer session. So you guys can start sending in your questions now if you have any. And so a little about the internship, CliMed internship. Uh,
Yeah.
what did you learn in this experience? You said you're also a core member in the networking team. So how's that been?
Actually, I will explain what are all the expectations before I have joining this internship. Like before joining, while seeing the browser, it's like it will be a lot of courses and sessions organized by the CliMed people. I know Dr. Ajit sir before itself. Like one of my friend is collaborated with him. So I was interested in doing internship here. I am interested and I joined it. And here, once I joined here, the first meeting we had, right, in interactive session, there sir explained about the different clubs. It was really interesting for me. I It was interesting, and I am selected in the core member of networking team. And then these sessions are organized by ourselves, our interns, these kind of clubs. This is something new for me. It's really exciting. Like I thought it was only the sessions will be only from the organizers, but now we can organize sessions. We know that what are the things we fellow interns require. So it's quite interesting, and in future I hope more sessions I will learn from this internship.
I totally agree. Even when I joined the clubs, I didn't think it would play such a huge role in my learning. But I feel like the most important and most positive part of this whole program has been the clubs because it's given us all opportunities. And it was very nice hearing from you.
And I
We'll
would
be
like to
taking, yes,
add on one thing
please.
regarding the
Mhm.
travel grant I have mentioned, right? There are few
Yes.
travel grants our government of India itself provide for even for students. There are some ICMR grants, and Department of Biotechnology also provides, and Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Science and Engineering Research Board, and the DST, Department of Science and Technology. These government departments provide grants for us. We need to just apply before the 2 months of the conference, and you need to have a accepted abstract for this. And another criteria is you need to have publications in good index journals. And I knew few people who received these grants also. So if you are anyone interested, you can apply for these grants in future.
What were those names? Can you please repeat them just in case
Yeah,
someone missed?
I will type it in the chat box.
Okay. For our attendees, if you guys have any questions you want to ask, you can ask now. You can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box.
I think there is a question in the chat box.
Mhm. How did your fellow peers, friends, and family help you in this journey?
Yeah, yeah, definitely they play a crucial role in this achievement, because without my family's support, I won't be here. First of all, my teammates are so kind to me, because here a lot of people, everyone wish to be a part of these conferences, attending these, but my teammates are like, okay, they supported me a lot in doing this project and getting these grants and for these things. And my parents also supported a lot, because I am from, as I earlier said, I am from a small town in Tamil Nadu. So initially they were like, why are you going here, don't go, like that they said. By other than this, my college supported me with some financial support also for this. And my principal ma'am spoke with my father, and she helped in achieving this and going for this conference. It's without their support, I won't be here now.
Thank you, Mohit, for the question. Uh, Please send in more questions, guys. While you guys think of questions, I also wanted to say that for our fellow interns, if you you want to be the next guest on Intern Spotlight, please fill out the form and link your LinkedIn ID. We'll go through our responses and we'll select our next guest. Our next guest hasn't been selected yet, so looking forward to your responses on the forms. Do we have any questions? You guys can ask regarding the conferences, publications, anything.
I would like to add on one thing.
Mhm.
During our fourth year or third year time, we can't able to do clinical related studies. Even I faced this challenge. We don't have much hospital exposure. So these for students who are feeling like this, you can go on with projects like I had done in pharmacoeconomics. You don't need any clinical related data for this. Simply you can have few resources, and you need to collect those data, and you need to compile it into a good project. So I'm just sharing that, like, you do not require some clinical research studies for presenting in an international conference.
Mhm. We have another question again from Mohit Sharma. What kind of hardships have you faced?
Yeah, during this journey, I faced a few things, like my initial visa was got rejected. It's the very hard thing I faced. Then I was like, okay, okay, I will let it down. I will not go through. But my friends, my family, everyone was supported there. That time only my college helped me in getting me the visa again. In the second attempt, I got my visa. Initially, I don't know why my visa got rejected. They said that you don't have any financial support, and the information provider is not reliable, like those things they mentioned. Because being a student, it's difficult to get the visa. It's the main thing I faced in this. Other than this, grants I had got previously, I don't face any problem. And the abstract, I don't know whether my abstract will get accepted or not. That is one thing I faced. Then everything
Mhm.
went smoothly. Yeah.
We have another question from Muhammad Atif. How did you approach your first ever publication?
Yeah. My first publication is a case report. With the support of my one of my senior, under his guidance, I have done that case report. In converting that article into publication is something I faced a challenge. Yeah, as I previously said, I have tried to submit that manuscript into a very good index journal, but it took some long time to get a response from that journal, and it is rejected. So then we fed up and we posted it into an predatory journal with paying some article processing fees. So next time again also I tried second and third articles also I tried in good index journal, and my fourth one is now is published in some I think Scopus, I don't know something, but with a little bit one index it that's the
Mhm.
approach.
We have another question from Feria Sami. For publication, can you explain how to find high index journals for paper publication?
If you look into some journal itself, they will provide the index. There is a column in there provides index. What are the indexes available? You need to choose for a good index journal. There should be a index in PubMed or Scopus, Elsevier, Web of Science. These are something which shows you have a good index in that journal. So you just look into those journals, and you will whether you see these kind of names like PubMed, Scopus, Elsevier, it has a very good index. And they are also based on the impact factor. It should be a very good impact factor. It's a good type of journal. That's
Okay, we have another one from Sadia Rauf. I have a manuscript ready, but I'm finding it difficult to find and go for indexing journals. Can you tell me the steps?
mm, finding a journal. That's the thing we all face.
Yeah.
I think there are few there are few search engines for journals available. I don't get it right now, but once I get, I will share it in the group, because there are some search engines which provide the journals for us in very good index the journals. Other than this thing, you can simply search for journals, and you need to look onto the indexing whether it have the good index or not. That's it.
Another from Mohit Sharma. Can you explain how to avoid predatory journals and get articles published in index journals?
For that, we need to work on work onto our manuscript. I think because our manuscript should the quality should be very good. For that, we need to learn how to write our manuscripts in very good quality. If you have a very good quality website, they do not say any reasons for rejecting the paper. I think so. So it's based on our writing skills, and also the journal we are selecting. Then they will definitely accepted in good index journal. And there are several good index journals without any APCs. So we can even approach those. We need to just explore in the internet. We need to see every journals, and we just need to submit that. But you need to wait for a long time to get their response. That's the thing.
Mhm. Usha is asking for suggestions for PharmD third year students to start their career in clinical research.
Clinical research, because I am not much interested in clinical research, but I am most
Po-
in the field of clinical pharmacy related thing.
okay.
In
But
third year, I don't think so. What to do?
making posters requires an extent of research, right? So I feel like third year students, at least, you can get started with poster making and taking part in conferences.
Just you need to have a very good guide or mentor. You search for a very good mentor who help you in suggesting you suggesting to get a good career for you.
Arun Pachauri is asking, can you use Clarivate? I'm not sure what that
I
is.
think he's suggesting that a search engine
Oh,
right
okay.
for the
You can
journals.
use. Okay. Ramsha Rafiq is asking if it's possible, can you please tell the brief protocol on how to publish case reports?
Yeah, for writing case reports, you just need a rare case from your hospital. You need to see the prevalence of that case. If it is rare, any interventionist done clinical pharmacist intervention, you can write those, or any areas also you can write as a case report. For this, you require a brief background of the case of the disease. You need a background and then case report in a single para. Then you need to have the discussion. Like you need to compare this your case with the existing literature in existing literature. You need to compare. Other than this, there are several guidelines for writing, and each journal will be specifying each like there will be guidelines for them to writing these case reports to be accepted in their journal. So first you need to select the journal. According to that journal's guidelines, you need to write the report. Just you can make slight alteration in your case report.
Chandu is asking, what common mistake should someone new to research publication avoid?
First thing is mistake is like you should not just copy and paste in the something, because
Mhm.
plagiarism is one thing. Most of the papers get rejected. So once you complete your manuscript, you should check for whether any plagiarism is there. There are some websites for checking plagiarism, like Dupli Checker. So you need to avoid those kind of plagiarisms. And other than that, there won't be any common mistake for a new person. Like we can start writing with
Okay.
any narrative reviews and case reports. It's good for a new person in research.
Okay. Samreen Fatima's question is, what do you do with the rejected articles or case reports? Do you try publishing in different journals or do the changes in articles and reapply it for publishing?
In my case, while I faced the initial rejection, I was like it itself took me 3 months for their response. So next we are like we are in the urge of publishing, like we need to publish at least one like this. So we have at the same article we have published in some predatory journals. That's the thing we did. But I would not recommend you to do this thing. Either you can alter it for according to their journals criteria, you can alter, or else you need to change those things. What are the things you are missing in that, why they got some journals even provide the reason for rejection, and some journals also provide the suggestive things, alternative journals where your manuscript is suitable. So according to that you can alter or you can publish in the journals.
Mhm. Uh, Ramsha is asking, can what do you suggest? What mistakes can we avoid while writing manuscripts? So you did mention that the writing should be nice,
Mm,
should be written well. What else?
yeah, you need to first thing the plagiarism is the thing I already mentioned. Other than that, the quality of the sentences, it seems like you need to whether you need to have a good guide or good mentor who need to proofread those manuscripts. Either 2 to 3 times the proofreading is required, and other than that, there won't be any mistakes. I think the main thing is plagiarism, and discussion part is the thing you need to do very well. You need to compare the your article with along the existing thing, and what you are gonna say in this your manuscript. Everything should be precise and good enough to get published.
So basically, you need to show what research gap you are addressing through the manuscript.
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad Atif wants to know something for B Farm. I don't know if you have anything. Like, where can they start the research journey? How to grab a junior research fellow? I feel like that's a very broad question, but maybe you want to answer that.
B farm, something for B farms. Actually, I don't know what. Actually, they for B farms, I have no idea. Sorry.
Okay. Najia Fatima is asking, is it necessary to go for paid journals for publication?
It's all depends on us, because there are journals with article processing charges even in the index journals, but I try to avoid publishing in those because it will be very high cost. So even if you are publishing in predatory journal, try to go with minimum APC. That's my suggestion. Other than this, in high index journals, there are no there are few journals who do not require any APCs.
Mhm. Uh, how did you get started on your narrative journals? Did you face any problem? How did you find yourself to be consistent in your work? Is Nihita Purna's question.
Uh, in writing narrative reviews and case reports, you will not face any, you will not face much problems in those because it's easy. It's easy to write a narrative review and a case reports. During the time of publication only, we will face such problems, right? We won't able to that your manuscript will not be accepted in very good index. So we will be then focusing on our manuscript. What is the mistakes we have done? So I would also say that we need to have a good guide. Our mentor plays a major role in writing and publishing manuscripts. That's
Okay. Thank you for your questions, everyone. We'll be taking the picture right now. So if you want to turn off your cameras and be a part of the photo, please do. I'll give a minute and hopefully we'll have someone. Okay, we'll be taking the photo now. Another one. Okay, thank you guys so much for being a part of today's session. Before we conclude, I want to remind everyone that if you're interested in being featured in the next episode of Intern Spotlight, we'd love to hear from you. Please fill in the registration form and make sure to mention your achievements. We are always excited to celebrate the amazing work of our interns. With this, our session has come to an end. Thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Sriram, for this engaging conversation. See you all next time.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.